And number 10 is definitely, yes, definitely, it is the 1988 rendition of Rain Man.
1 minute to walk there, 1 minute to walk there.
Okay, for those that have lived in a cave, this movie was directed by Barry Levinson and it stars Dustin Hoffman and Tom Cruise. Hoffman's portrayal of Raymond, he's a man with autism, was widely praised by critics and earned him an Academy Award for Best Actor. The movie's title refers to the fact that Raymond is able to count cards and predict rainfall, among other things. And finally, the film was a box office success, grossing over $350 million worldwide and was the highest grossing movie in 1988. Number 9 is a groundbreaking mix of live action and animation, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Now, this featured characters from both Disney and Warner Brothers Studios. The movie's production budget was a whopping $70 million, making it the most expensive movie ever made at the time of its release.
Oh, look! It's Roger! Roger Rabbit!
This film won 4 Academy Awards, including one for Best Visual Effects. The character of Jessica Rabbit was originally intended to be voiced by singer and actress Amy Irving. However, Kathleen Turner was eventually cast in this role. Well, yippee-ki-yay, mother effer. Our number 8 is Die Hard.
Party, pal.
This movie was based on a novel Nothing Lasts Forever by Roderick Thorpe, but many changes were made to the story for the film adaptation. Bruce Willis was not the first choice to play the lead role of John McClane. The role was originally offered to Frank Sinatra, who was 73 years old at the time, because he played the character in a previous film adaptation of Thorpe's book. The famous line, "Yippee-ki-yay, mother effer," was not in the original script, but was ad-libbed by Willis during the filmmaking, so it was kept in the movie. And, quite frankly, one of the most famous taglines in the movie. And finally, the movie's Nakatomi Plaza, where most of the action takes place, is actually the Fox Plaza in Los Angeles, which is still referred to as the Die Hard building by fans of the movie. It's time to rewind back to 1987 for our number 7, The Princess Bride. The book, The Princess Bride, was originally written by William Goldman, who also wrote the screenplay for the movie. Andre the Giant, who played the character of Pheasant, was so large that he could only fit in 2 front seats of the car. A specially designed truck was built for him just to transport him to and from the filming locations. The famous line, "My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die," has become a beloved catchphrase and was ranked number 46 on the American Film Institute list of top 100 movie quotes of all time. And finally, the film's soundtrack features an instrumental version of the song Storybook Love, which was written and performed by Willie DeVille, who is the lead singer of the band Mink DeVille. Number 6, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, 1986. The iconic Ferrari that Ferris and his friends borrow for the day was actually a replica of a Ferrari 250 GT California Spider. Mwah! Built on a custom chassis. Only about 100 of the real cars were ever made, and they are now worth millions of dollars each. The scene where Cameron kicks the car in frustration, causing it to fall off of its jack and crash through the glass window.
Who do you love? Who do you love? You love a car.
To fall off of its jack and crash through the glass window was not originally scripted. The window was supposed to break more cleanly. But when it didn't break properly during filming, actor Alan Ruck improvised the kick and the resulting damage. The famous shot of Ferris running through the backyards, jumping over fences, was achieved using a double, not Matthew Broderick himself. The double, whose name was David R. Ellis would later become more successful as a stunt coordinator and second unit director on movies like The Matrix Reloaded and Harry Potter and The Philosopher's Stone. The movie was set and filmed in Chicago, Illinois, and many of the locations used for the movie are real landmarks in the city. The restaurant where Ferris, Cameron, and Sloane have lunch is Chez Cuise, which was actually the interior of the now closed Park Hyatt Hotel restaurant. The famous Twist and Shout scene was filmed in front of the Von Steuben Day Parade. That is a real parade that takes place annually in Chicago. The scene where Ferris lip syncs Dankeschön and Twist and Shout on the parade float was filmed on a real parade float during the Von Steuben Day Parade in Chicago. If you attended, God, please comment because we'd love to hear about it. And the character of Ed Rooney,
You sounded like Dirty Harry just then.
the school's dean of students, was originally intended to be played by actor George Wendt of Cheers fame, Norm, but the role went to Jeffrey Jones instead. And my personal favorite is number 5, the 1985 movie The Breakfast Club. The original cut of the movie was over 2.5 hours long, but was eventually trimmed down to its final runtime of only 97 minutes. I think I would have liked to have seen about a 2-hour-long Breakfast Club movie.
A naked blonde walks into a bar with a poodle under one arm and a 2-foot salami under the other.
The scene where John Bender falls through the ceiling was not in the script, but it did happen accidentally during filming and was kept in the movie. The character of Allison, played by Ali Sheedy, was originally supposed to wear all black, but the costume designer convinced director John Hughes to let her wear the mismatched clothes that she ended up wearing in the movie. The film's final shot of Judd Nelson's character throwing his fist in the air has become an iconic image of the 1980s. And John Hughes wrote the script for this movie in only 6 days. Get that pen to paper if you want to make the next Brat Pack movie. Our number 4 belongs to another 1985 creation of Back to the Future. The original actor cast as Marty McFly was actually Eric Stoltz. But after several weeks of filming, it was clear that he wasn't right for the role. Michael J. Fox was brought in to replace him. Personally, I could not see anyone but Michael J. Fox playing Marty McFly. Probably because I grew up watching Marty. The DeLorean time machine was not the filmmaker's first choice for the time machine. They originally considered a refrigerator, but scrapped the idea because they were worried that children might climb inside the refrigerator and get trapped. The mall, Twin Pines Mall, where the film's climax takes place, was the same mall used in the movie Fast Times at Ridgemont High. The film's original title was Spaceman from Pluto, but executive producer Sid Sheinberg suggested Back to the Future. Spielberg loved it, and the rest is history. Number 3, E.T. the Extraterrestrial from 1982. The original script featured aliens that were more menacing and villainous, but Steven Spielberg decided to change the story to make the alien more sympathetic and relatable. The scene where E.T. and Elliot fly on a bicycle was filmed using a combination of puppetry, animatronics, and a child-sized dummy. The E.T. design was inspired by a combination of Carl Sandburg's Rutabaga Stories, a pup dog, and a newborn baby. Yeah, what a combination. The scene where E.T. watches a scene from The Quiet Man was not originally in the script, but it was added because it was one of Spielberg's favorite movies.
E.T. phone home.
That reminds me, I need to go phone home. We're almost there. We're almost there. Our number 2 is the 1981 movie, Raiders of the Lost Ark. The famous scene where Indiana Jones shoots the sword-wielding villain was originally intended to be a lengthy fight scene, but Harrison Ford, at that time, was suffering from dysentery and suggested a quick solution of just shooting the guy. The film's famous opening sequence in the temple was shot in Hawaii, not in South America as depicted in the movie. The sound effect for the boulder rolling towards Indiana Jones was created by rolling a giant rock down a gravel pit. The script was written by George Lucas and was originally called The Adventures of Indiana Smith.
I agree completely. I mean, Raiders of the Lost Ark may be the greatest movie ever made.
But was changed to avoid confusion with another popular character, Nevada Smith. Ta-da! We are now at number 1. The Empire Strikes Back. This Star Wars movie was phenomenal. The film's big reveal of Darth Vader being Luke Skywalker's father was kept secret from most of the cast and crew until the scene was filmed. This way, they would ensure the maximum surprise and genuine reactions. The snow planet, Hoth, was filmed in Norway, and the production was plagued by bad weather, causing many scenes to be shot indoors. The character of Yoda was originally intended to be played by a monkey in a mask, but this idea was quickly abandoned. The movie's iconic opening crawl was actually created by George Lucas's wife, Marcia Lucas.